Sven, CEO of Össur, you just released your full year 23 results. How has the year been and what surprised you the most?
This has been a great year for us, 2023. We grew the business 9%. We grew across all our regions and all our business segments. There is some element of maybe pent-up demand from prior years. This is the first year since the COVID pandemic that we've had no disruption as a result of that. So we were just very content with growing our business across all our three business segments and all our regions here in 2023.
And what are your expectations for the next year, 2024?
We are, as we announced at our Capital Markets Day beginning of last year, we are on a journey from transitioning our business from being a niche product business to being a company that addresses chronic mobility in a broader context. And we just announced here in the beginning of January an acquisition of a great company, Führing Gens in Germany, that provides individuals that have had stroke with products that help with their mobility. And that's a great addition to our portfolio and sort of fits very well into our Growth 27 strategy. And going into 24, we expect to grow the business 5 to 8%, and again are quite optimistic in terms of continuing the good progress.
So a pretty decent growth looking into a year with a lot of uncertainties. But what do you look as the biggest threat and maybe your opportunities when you are looking into 24?
Our biggest opportunities in its most simple form are in let's say the more developed part of the healthcare world is to get more people using higher quality prostheses. And then when we look at the less developed healthcare markets, it's simply about creating more access. And we have ambitious plans on both fronts. And what is very exciting and was a very big news in our industry here in the beginning of the year, where Medicare in the US announced potential changes to the reimbursement system in the US, which will open up for reimbursement of high quality prostheses for what is the lower active part of the amputee population. This would be the largest change in reimbursement that we've seen in this industry for decades. And obviously very positive news for the amputee population that this improved access is being implemented. So that is a very big thing that we will focus on here in 2024 to be ready for those changes.
So anything besides the financial results that we should be looking out for? I think you already mentioned this very, very big change. I think 90% of your business is regulated or reimbursed, so I guess that's a big driver. So is that the one thing we should look out for, or are there other things? Are you making any product introductions? I think we also have the Paralympic this year. I think that's a big opportunity for you to market. So anything about those, or is it this reimbursement or a change we should look at?
The reimbursement change is a big thing, and we need to follow the progress on that front. There will be, let's say, the authorities in the US have opened up for the industry to comment until here the end of February, and we're optimistic that these changes will go through, but it will take 6 to 12 months probably is our best estimate in terms of actually implementing these changes. Then another aspect which is we're going into the year with a very sort of strong portfolio on our bionics product, which are the higher end prosthetic products, and we will also be launching new products here in 2024. An upgraded version of our Rio knee here, which has been our flagship bionic product in Q2, and then another launch also for a slightly different patient population, also most likely in Q2. So the bionics part has historically been a big growth driver for our business, and that is also one that when it comes to our guidance, where we'll ultimately end up in the range will depend on our performance on bionics. And then yes, there's Paralympics in Paris in the fall. That's always a very positive event for our industry. It helps elevate the perception of what is possible, even though you have a disability in terms of having lost a leg, and simply just raises the awareness of what people can do, which is always a very positive event for our industry.
And looking at next year, 9% organic growth this year, you're guiding 5 to 8. I know it's always, you have to be prudent in the start of the year, but was there anything that drove the growth higher in 23 that might not be repeated this year?
Pricing was a big topic last year. We went into 23 with unprecedented inflation levels in virtually all of our markets. So the pricing component was a bigger component of our growth last year than what it is in more normal circumstances. So pricing will be a smaller component here in 2024. But otherwise we expect continued good momentum in our business.